Okay, it is 9:29 a.m., 1 minute before the market opened, January 6, 2021. Three stocks on the main screen, and on the other screen, a few others. ISR, AIKI, TATT. Two of them are first day stocks. No, one. Yeah, for two of them are first day. One is a second day. Some of these are shortable. This one and TATT are shortable. Not really interested in shorting, of course. And ISR is the best long-term chart. If you go back really far, you start seeing this big volume day, but that's pretty far. There is a whole bunch of mess going on around here, but nothing too crazy. AIKI has a worse long-term chart because it's traded a lot of volume recently. There could be plenty of bag holders that could shoot this guy down. Same with TATT. This one is much closer to big volume spike it had previously. There could be a level of support at 725. If you look, 720, I see support at 725. If it were to somehow spike a lot, crash and maybe dip here and hold support. And then the main one on the other screen is NCTY. This is a hard-headed stock. It's one of those types of stocks that actually make a good swing trade because it just doesn't want to go down. It just keeps going up and then it kind of holds itself together. A lot of stocks are like that. Eventually, CHRS, a stock, I think it was the other ones. CRIS, I think that was it. Yeah. CRIS is kind of like that, kind of gives me the same vibes as this stock, and I was watching it for a long time. Only recently did it finally break and hold past the 840 level, and now it's right here in the 890s, but it did have a run to the 960s. Could have been a lot crazier, but those are the stocks, the main stocks that I'm watching, a few others, but we'll see if we have any good setups. Okay, it's 9:36 a.m. ISR is looking like a halter. I don't like trading halters. It sucks, but you know, if it does these little moves and then it gets halted so easily, well, no, they're big moves, but if it gets halted so easily, that's not something I want to trade. AIKI, it was very quick, but in theory, it was holding the support level at 133. Had a nice spike here to the 50s. The problem is that there is a lot of people on the level 2 on the ask that are selling with large size. Makes sense considering how much volume was traded previously. Not really bag holders, but you know, people holding their shares that are now dumping it on this day that it's up 60%. It looks like it might try to hold 133 again, but the more times it touches support, I think the weaker the stock is because it's losing momentum on the upside. I'll keep looking at it though. I mean, if it puts up higher lows or something and I have support in the low 130s, I don't see why that wouldn't be a bad trade, other than the fact that we do have a lot of people on the ask that is constantly pushing the stock down. TATT, I missed this. This was a nice breakout over the pre-market highs of roughly 780. Now it's in the 8s. It could put up a bull flag. It could continue breaking out. It could do whatever it wants. But I missed the initial setup. Very quick, in 1 minute, it breaks the pre-market highs with a lot of volume. Pretty impressive. No clear setups right now. I'll just keep looking for now. It's 942 AIKI. Just too damn scary for me. Maybe I should be more reactive, but this thing is doing a very nice breakout over the pre-market highs, up 90%, $1.62. Lots of people on the ask, but it just keeps breaking through them. See that 13,000 seller, 15, 19, 13. It trades a lot of volume, so you can't take them too seriously, but I mean, you see some big sellers on the ask, and that's probably why I didn't trade it. Still a very nice stock, very nice breakout. I would say above the 150s range now, in the 160s. Look at the, I don't know if E-Trade Pro's lagging again, but or it's just a stock, but look at this volume trading. It's very impressive. It might be E-Trade Pro, I don't know. Or it might just be just because it's the market open. Very impressive. Definitely held the 130s level. Did not like the people on the level 2. They were very strong, and they're still strong, but this guy is just pushing through it, which is pretty impressive. I'll just keep watching this. If it puts up maybe a higher low, I'll be interested, although it might be losing momentum. We'll keep watching. I just saw this now. ISR got out of its halt. I saw a down halt. Now it's having another downtrend. Not looking so good. I don't think there's any levels to. Yeah, this stock doesn't really have a clear level of support unless you want to risk it off of $1. I don't see any levels of support that might be significant. When you go back this far in the chart, there seems to be very strong support potentially in the 150s, but that's stretching it because you're looking back 5 years. I'll be interested in seeing if this stock holds 150, but it might not, just because it was such a long time ago. It might though. I mean, you never know. TATT not really doing anything that I'm interested in. Don't see an inverse head and shoulders. No setups there. AIKI is really laggy on E-Trade. I'm gonna reload E-Trade, and I'll just keep watching. SPY is down 0.08%, so not a clear overall effect on these stocks from the overall markets, at least in theory. Definitely gonna restart E-Trade Pro, and we'll see if there's any other setups. Definitely missed the breakout, even though it was quick. Just the people on the level 2. I wasn't interested because of that. I'm really contemplating a dip buy here. The problem is the level 2 still looks like crap. Even though it trades a lot of volume, it just seems like too many people are jumping on the bid. Looks like it might fail here at 140. We'll see. Ideally, there's going to be support in the 130s, but if people really have some bags of shares to dump, it might not do well. Again, this goes with me being under trading, a bit scared. In theory, this holds the 140s. It can make a spike back to the 160s, maybe the 70s, break the day high, or have support in the 130s to sell into. But I'm scared of a big red candle like we see right there, potentially messing with the whole idea. The ask doesn't look as strong as it was. I'll buy 400 shares, we'll see. I'm out. I don't I just don't like this level 2, man. I've seen this happen before where there is just a massive amount of people. Now this is looking very nice for a breakout. But there's just a massive amount of people on the ask, and no matter how much volume just keeps trading, the ask is just stuffing the bid. It's just full of people selling shares, and what happens is that it has this big fucking red candle and it scares the crap out of you, and you get out for losses that was hard to cut, and I barely lasted there. That was pretty I don't feel too bad. I got out because it just looks like crap. I was gonna consider trading 500 shares, but I did 400 just because it looks too damn scary. Just way too many people are on the ask, and not just on the ask, but there's just too many people selling on the bid, and it looks like we might crack 140. We're in the 139s. That's pretty bad. And for all you people who like the VWAP, oh no, it cracked the VWAP, not the VWAP. We'll see. I mean, this could still play out, and I just chickened out. But really, I'd rather chicken out than to be an idiot and go against how I'm feeling and you know, get a huge loss. I'd rather just, you know, chicken out, miss out, and adjust so that next time I'm more prepared. I like it. I mean, you know, if the level 2 was that much stronger on the bid, I would consider, you know, I would have held. It's just, I just don't like seeing the price action here. It's trading a lot of shares. It seems to be holding a little better. It could definitely break out. And I sold for, I don't even, that's not even a penny, I think. Nope. Let's see, 145 is on the ask. This could also, if there are people shorting right now, I mean, the volume is fading too. If there are people shorting, this could be a nice short squeeze. Yeah, it's just, I just don't like the price action. Look how hard it is for it to go up a penny. It's still doing it though. Let's see if 147 is going to be a price target if it gets there. Back in the 43s, I might just be watching paint dry. But I think it can spike very nicely, squeeze a lot of shorts if they're shorting into this stock. But the level 2 also shows that this thing could crack 140. And that could really cause a panic. Maybe it'll be a better follow-up buying the 130s. Depends on how it gets there and the way it plays out. But really just, you know, I would have wanted it to have broken out by now. You consider the price action, how, you know, jumpy it is and all of this stuff, especially when the market open happened. And now we're waiting all these minutes for it to potentially crack the 147 level and maybe have a run towards the 160s or 70s to sell into, or maybe even a breakout over the day high. Instead, we're seeing this. It could still do it. It's just, you know, I might have to make adjustments, but we'll see. The level 2, it just shows very strong selling action on the ask. I'll give it a few more minutes, but if it doesn't do anything, I'll stop the recording. This is looking nice at 147. Let's see if it cracks it. That's the price target. Lots of people on the bid. I used the speed keys there. No way I was gonna just click around with the order entry level. Very happy the speed keys were fine, no issues with it. This might be the breakout here. 148. Let's see if this is gonna squeeze some people. Some 149. 150 briefly touched. The bid is looking much stronger than the ask for the first time. The ask is starting to strengthen itself. Again, when I was in the trade, I was fearing this big red candle here, or like this one, just wiping out the whole entire process. We've seen that. With NCTY is one of them, just BNGO. This one has a little bit of a higher flow. I mean, BNGO has a large 151 million share flow, but that could always happen. It did get above 147. I think it touched 150. Yeah. I'm probably just gonna call it off and see what it does later. ISR, I don't want to trade it because it recently just got out of that halt mess. It could still do something halty, even though the volume is very, very, very little compared to what it used to be. I don't see a clear pattern. I see definitely higher lows. Maybe working towards a breakout over 175. Definitely a level of resistance. Already failed here, but if this thing keeps picking up higher lows, it could break out this level. That wouldn't be too bad of an entry. Back at 142. 141. Again, a lot of people on the ask. It didn't look too bad when I got in, because it was only a few minutes into this movement. It could have definitely have broken out, but I just didn't like the ask. Got out very quickly. It's gonna try 139 again. It held, at least for now. We'll keep watching. I'm gonna probably just take screenshots of the trade and everything to put on Profitly. TATT, I missed it. It held the 720s level that I was thinking about earlier. I don't feel too bad because I was watching another stock. I was in another trade. But it held the 125 levels. Look at this, 782. That's a nicer setup. And it actually gave you a few minutes to get in the trade too. It didn't just do a 1 minute, one candle with a big wick, drop to the level. It actually dropped to the level and held there for a little bit. This is actually pretty nice. I wasn't in the trade, but I'm glad to see it worked out. Just holding off of the 725 level. I believe if you go on the daily chart, the reason why I thought it was going to hold in the 720s level is because of this candle right here with a lot of volume traded. Very impressive. 722 to the 790s, the high 780s. AIKI could still do it, but it's taking too long, and that's not a good thing, especially with volume fading. That's not a bullish sign. Definitely seems like ISR is putting up a higher low, maybe a breakout towards 175. Although this one also has a crappy level 2. I don't want to really be a part of that if it has a crappy level 2. Really, this is the only other setup that I liked besides ISR. I think ISR cracking the, or was it AIKI breaking the day high briefly? Yeah, it was right here. But this was too quick. I don't feel too bad. Definitely TATT was a nice buy right here in the 720s. Yeah, I'm going to call it off. We'll see if this guy eventually does anything, a breakout or a breakdown. It could just consolidate. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's 10:21 a.m. We went as low as the 120s. AIKI went as low as the 120s. This is why you cut losses. Not really a loss. I actually made $1.41. I think my studying might be paying off, don't you? Don't you think? No, I'm just kidding. It didn't go the way I wanted. It was a scratch, a green scratch. You see, the top traders on Profitly, they're 50, 60, 70. I think Tim Lentil's 80% right. Like 80% of their trades are profitable. But you have to take into consideration a lot of them is like this $1.41 gain that, it didn't go your way. You were wrong on the setup, wrong on the plan, but you can't take that too personally. It's just trading. All you can do is try your best and improve, make adjustments, and it just didn't go the way I wanted. Didn't like the price action, got out. So if not, I would have sold at 139 or whatever it would have been. It did try. It got to 150. Now it looks like it might try to curve back. The problem is that 133 is going to be resistance, so it's going to have to fight through that. Not really too interested. And then a little bit considered buying into here, but I didn't. TATT is making fun of me. It had another dip to the 720s. Although this one was just a wick, so it is definitely stronger because here it based at the level. Here it's just a wick. Here it's just a wick, but it's you know, even higher than this previous wick. Definitely showing a potential for a breakout over this 780 level to see if it could run towards the 8s or the 820s. I'm very tempted to buy actually. Maybe just 100 shares. Volume doesn't look too bad. It kind of ranges depending on how it's trading. Could definitely spike and break towards 780 soon, immediately in this uptrend. Maybe not have to turn around. It's going through some red right now. Remember, this is the long-term chart that had a previous day here. September. The one that had support at 725. Again, it's basing off of this range, although this is looking kind of bearish. Although it's holding this level here in the 740s, it didn't get to the 780s like it did the other two times. And here it broke past it, but I'm just looking at this section right here. Although this uptrend is coiling, is higher. This one's higher than this one. Easy support in the 730s. Definitely here in the 740s is support. Support is not looking too bad. Volume is crap. Alright, I got some shares. We're just gonna have to take into consideration that 740 is a very important level to hold. Need to make sure my speed keys are gonna be fine. Might not do too well, we'll see. If the momentum is really changing. The level 2 isn't looking too bad, but we do see random streaks of red sometimes. If the volume picks up, this could make a run towards the 780s or maybe the 760s if there's a change in momentum. $764. Alright, I got out there. I just, I don't know, doesn't seem like, I mean, it could break out. I was just expecting a big, oh, there we go. Here's the big volume spike I was waiting for. Probably could have waited a few seconds longer. It just didn't seem too good at the time. It was a bit spooky. But definitely a very clear setup. Let's see if it cracks 780. That would be impressive, or if it holds 780, which is still impressive. 780's on the ask. 20,000 sellers being taken out. 785. That's impressive. Now, how high is it gonna go? Is it gonna hold 780? Is it just gonna wick and come back down? I don't know, but it's probably just a nice. This is going to $8. This is nice. I really like the setup I took there. This was a very good trade. Two very good trades. Traded just 100 shares on that one, but it's a $7 stock. This is pretty impressive. This thing is already breaking 8. Not breaking 8, but it's touching 8. Already better than the previous ones. I mean, look, 725 was support here. Held here. Had a wick here, which is, you know, better than this. a wick here that's higher than this wick, channeling above this range right here. Nice crack of the level here at 780, got the $8. That's totally fine. Just a few seconds off and I would have been there for the larger volume spike. Instead I sold at 760. Just a few seconds later it would have been a nice crack towards the $8 level. Very nice. Well, not a crack towards the level, but a spike towards the level. Now it's getting back to the 760s. You know, as long as it keeps putting higher lows, it can definitely still keep going, but you know, it's gonna be a little more risk because it's, you know, the more higher lows it puts up, the more likely it might stop and lose momentum. Still impressive, even if I somehow held through that, which I wouldn't have. 760. That was a pretty good trade. Could have held just a little longer. Definitely could have held a little longer, but it's a step in the right direction now. I'm up 14 bucks. That wasn't bad. This was a pretty good trade, I think. Didn't trade that much in terms of you know, money, position size, but it's not like a $200 position. The daily candle doesn't look very good right now. This thing is still working towards a nice breakout towards the 780s and potentially be able to hold it as long as it keeps this pattern momentum. AIKI 124, good thing I got out of that. ISR never wanted to trade this after it got halted. He's having some nice downtrending action. This one didn't really have a clear level of support, so it wasn't no dip buy opportunities really. Only a dip buy opportunity would have been here because, you know, it just had this crazy hull action. Maybe you buy and expect it to maybe get there or maybe halfway there, but you would still be in for some profits. It did that 2 times. 1030, already used up 2 day trades, but I used them very nicely. I'll keep watching, but I might not I'm probably not going to trade anymore, just to let my mind, you know, settle and adjust. But I'll keep looking. I mean, if there's just such a beautiful setup, I don't mind using all 3 day trades on the same day. On the same day. Why wouldn't I? This is bearish. It's going back to the same range, unless it's just going to make a wick like it did here, compared to here. But I don't know. We'll keep looking. Probably not going to trade anymore, but that's fine. Okay, it's 10:39. Looks like TATT is trying to put up an maybe some kind of an ascending triangle. Although it looks like a few times that it's trying to crack this momentum. But in theory, it's putting up higher lows, higher highs, and it's just trying to crack this 780 level and hold above it once and for all. If it continues playing out like that, it seems like it could try to do it. A few times it looked iffy. The volume is okay. You know, it's not like showing a clear sign of it dropping. It looks like it could very well crack here at 780. I won't be too interested in buying. I'll be more interested in just watching. We're currently in the 770s. It just seems like it's trying so hard to do this ascending triangle breakout over this level. They could do it right here. It could still downtrend and maybe try again later, but I don't know, the volume could be better. 780s on the ask at 85 now. We need more volume to pull off some kind of a breakout. Again, I'm not trading it. It just seems risky. And on top of that, I've already traded twice. I'd rather save a day trade if I can. I'll probably just make one more update after this later in the day just to see how everything played out. But I don't think I'm interested in trading it anymore. AIKI, yes, it looks like it's gonna do an inverse head and shoulders. I noticed it since it was around here. But the problem is that it's just so many people on the ask. It could very well fail. It's already gonna make a shoulder lower than this level right here. It could still do an inverse head and shoulders. But I'm not really interested in that just because the price action is crap. ISR never wanted to trade this stock again since the halting move. Did offer some dip buy opportunities throughout the entire thing, not just these two, but just not gonna trade that. I just don't like the price action. What the heck? Oh my goodness, dude. Did I tell you that it just seemed a bit sketchy? Oh my goodness, dude. That will probably oh my, I bet it cracked the VWAP. Oh no, not the VWAP. Damn. Not the VWAP. My goodness. Holy crap, is anybody gonna mention this? No, they're probably trying to get out of their positions. I don't think anybody was watching this stock. The last message for this stock was 10:14 a.m. Nobody's really talking about it. Jeez Louise. Did I tell you that triangles are fucking sketchy sometimes? That's so crazy. It reminds me of that stock that I wanted to buy a very long time ago that resulted in a freaking financing. I got wrecked by a financing. Which stock it is? I think it was KNOS. Jeez, where is it? I don't see it. I do not see it. Might have been this one. I don't see it. Oh, this was it. Okay, yeah, it wasn't KNOS, it was KTOV. Looking like a very nice, beautiful multi-day breakout over this range right here, I think. I don't remember it too clearly, but it was doing some kind of a breakout, right? Some kind of a breakout. Some kind of a triangle again, going towards a day high breakout, perhaps. I don't remember the setup too well anymore. Was looking kind of sketchy. I sold half my position here, and then what do you know, big red candle just destroyed the stock with the financing, and I got wrecked from that one. That's my biggest loss from 2020 was $69. Joke all you want, $69. I got pulled over once for doing 69 on the 35, so I don't know if there's some kind of correlation with that number. And that speeding ticket was years ago. I'm not a crazy driver anymore. Very crazy, big red candle again. Triangles are sketchy. It could have very well have broken out, but I've seen this happen when it just looks too damn good to be true. You get a big red candle. I'm gonna call it off right here. I guess I'll provide an update, yeah, later today to see how everything plays out. I wonder if AIKI actually puts off a half decent inverse head and shoulders. Otherwise, for now, I'm gonna cut it off. I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 1:57 p.m. It's just gonna be a recap. I'm not trading anymore. I'm just gonna really just go over everything that happened to summarize. So TATT had that huge drop. I had the trade, I believe, in one of these candles, or maybe this one actually. This one was likely the candle right here. And sketchy triangle, you know, just a big red candle followed afterwards. Seems like it was gonna potentially try working towards a 780 breakout, but I don't know, it felt sketchy to me. I didn't trade it, but you know, had this drop. Tried doing the same thing it was doing here, except for the volatility is not really the same. Was trying to put up higher lows, and it did for a little bit until it had some big surprise, another big red candle. I guess after it was trying to get closer to 780, the same level, Didn't even get that close, and it just failed. It wasn't able to go much farther. AIKI actually did put up a somewhat decent inverse head and shoulders here at 124, and then it played out. It got as high as 132, and then it had that inverse head and shoulders second higher low setup from 128 to 135. So really, 124 to 135. That's not. I mean, it's just 10% best case scenario, right? It wasn't that nice, but it's interesting to see that it actually played out considering how crappy it was playing with too many people on the level 2 selling on the ask, and a lot of people just throwing their shares at the bid. Again, likely, very, very likely, just because it's just traded so much before. That's probably why. Didn't trade this because of that reason, although it did play out, not too much range. ISR never traded this, didn't like it, as I mentioned after the halt. Didn't really do anything I see here that I would have wanted to have traded. Maybe, not really. Inverse head and shoulders, not really. Overall markets, SPY is up 1.39%, so maybe a little impact, a bullish impact on the overall stocks. However, I haven't seen how it's played today. Yeah, very nice uptrend throughout the entire day. That's all I got, just two good trades. One was AIKI. Didn't do what I wanted, immediately got out. TATT. Had I waited a little more, I would have gotten more profits, but that was definitely a good setup. So 2 day trades today. I have 1 day trade left, and then I'll have to go to IB. I think I'll just use the E-Trade for charts and then IB for the trades. I'll probably just use their web-based trading platform. Not the best, but you know, if it's a super technical setup, I probably shouldn't even consider those anyway. But if it's like a general idea trade that's gonna play out over hours or maybe tens of minutes, it's not gonna matter too much if I trade off a web-based trader. The exact number isn't gonna matter. I'm gonna call it off right here. Just an overall really good day, if you ask me. Only $14.69 with the 2 trades, but I feel like it was much more value than that amount that I got paid for. I learned a lot.